All right. Should be live here. Yeah. Yeah, as Julius QP said, it does take. Oh, I thought you were saying it takes a long time for YouTube to get the stream going. But yeah, in any case, that's why it's again, I need to start these streams 1 minute early so it's on time. But in any case, here we are. We're basically on time. What's Thank you everyone so much who has showed up to the live stream here. I'm just going to go ahead and open it up so that I can see your comments quicker, because their live stream thing kind of sucks. Like, the best way so I can see your comments. Sound is good? Okay, awesome. I think I'm going to go a little bit further back here to make it a little easier. All right, so yeah, hey everyone. Yeah, during the stream, we're going to be just talking about, when will GPU stock and availability actually get better? Because seems like people don't really know. I have some ideas. I think I know what's going to happen. But in any case, that's why we're going to be talking about this today. Because obviously, until things get better, it's going to be really hard to get a video card. And right now, it's ridiculous. I think it's maybe the worst it's ever been. Like last week, it was just like you would try and get a video card, and no matter what it was, it didn't matter what the video card was. It was gone in like less than a second, which is very bizarre. What? Mortis says LTT vid. I don't know what you're talking about. Did Linus Tech Tips make a video about shortages or something? I don't know. In any case, but during the stream, by the way, if you do want to get added to the Discord, we have a channel Discord. The best way to do that is to either support on Patreon, or what I've recently started doing is if you send a super chat during the live stream, and then you get a hold of me afterwards, whether it be via Twitter or my email or whatever, then I will go ahead and get you a private link to the channel Discord. Oh my lord, what is... Oh, my phone's buzzer is on. But in any case, yeah, that's how that works. But I actually need to sign into my Discord here. I'll do that in a second. But in any case, I'm gonna go ahead and answer a few questions here. So it looks like we got from Zizo. I have all the parts for a new PC in their boxes, but no GPU. Any issues putting the GTX 780 that I currently have compatibility till I can buy one? No, there shouldn't be compatibility issues with the 780. I mean, that's not even that old. You're talking the PCIe, so that it should work. If you slap a overclock on it, it might get the stuff done for you. So, obviously it's gonna be a 1080p GPU though. Golden Wolf says, I won Newegg Shuffle 2 times and got 2 3070 this week, Strix and Tough models. That's pretty good. Can you do your intro on live? Yeah, sure. There you go. Scalpers all over the place. Yeah. See, the problem with scalpers is that they're kind of like, you can try and get rid of scalpers by saying, oh, you can no longer profiteer off of new products. How you're going to regulate that, I'm not entirely sure. But you can try and do that. And it might work for some of them, but realistically, how you're going to get rid of scalpers is you got to get rid of the demand and supply issue. As soon as that fixes itself, the scalpers will go away. So honestly, that's going to be the easiest way to do it. Obviously, it's not going to be easy, though. What do you think about RTX 6700? I think you're saying RX 6700 XT. I do not like the 6700 XT's MSRP. I really don't like how much it's going for online. But if you can get it, I guess. Because right now, it's just hard to get anything. Pam0077 says, I think the best news last week is Apple moving off TSMC's 7nm. Yeah, I did cover that as well. So that is definitely good news for future GPU launches, but that's... Well, it will affect AMD this generation as well. It shouldn't take like an obscene amount of time, so it will affect that. So that's something good. Hardick says, bro, will price go down for GTX 1660 Super? Not until things sort themselves out. When do you think Bitcoin price will reduce? I honestly don't know. There's like really no way of telling at this point. I can tell you when I think that stock is probably either going to get better or demand is going to go down. but I can't tell you anything about Bitcoin at this point. It's so all over the place. I mean, one week something happens, it shoots way up. The next week something happens. I mean, within 24 hours, you could see it go from like 60,000 to 48,000 back to 55,000, like in 24 hours. It is nuts. That currency is just like really volatile, and it's depends on a lot of factors. What I will say about Bitcoin though is there's been a lot of news of different countries looking into making their own currency, and so if that is the case, because I know that a lot of countries really don't like the obscene power draw that mining contributes to, as well as B, they don't have full control over it. So countries don't like that. So in my opinion, they're probably all going to make their own cryptocurrency that doesn't depend on mining. And I'm not to say that Bitcoin will go away or be worth $0, but I certainly do not see Bitcoin as being the future main currency. I probably see there being like basically like eddies from Cyberpunk. Like you'll have European, you'll get like euros over in the digital currency, then you'll get dollar digital currency, and you'll probably get every country making their own digital currency. At which point, I don't think either Bitcoin probably won't like continue surging, or it may actually drop as these new currencies get invented, because if they also aren't inflationary or are resistant to inflation, I could certainly see that contributing to a major decline in Bitcoin's value. However, I'm certainly no like expert in currency, and definitely don't be taking my advice to buy or sell Bitcoin. I'm definitely not here giving you advice what you should and shouldn't buy. So if you buy or sell Bitcoin based on anything I say in this video, that's on you, because I am not a broker or an expert or anything like that. So some speculate Bitcoin will go to 100K by year's end. Maybe, or maybe it'll drop to 20,000. To be honest with you, anyone who says that they know what Bitcoin is going to be in price is either lying to themselves or they're lying to you, because there's just simply no way to fully know what's going to happen. You basically got two camps. You got the camps of the gamers like me who hope that Bitcoin basically goes away. I don't care what happens to Bitcoin. I just want to be able to buy video cards. I don't care about Bitcoin, and I don't see it as the future. And then you have the other side of the equation, people who are heavily invested into Bitcoin, and they want Bitcoin to reach like $1 million, because then all that Bitcoin that they're holding on to is going to make money. So there will be people who put out articles saying like it's going to hit 200,000 because they want people to invest to make their dreams come true. Is it going to actually happen? Who knows? And nobody really knows. There's no way of knowing. But in any case, I think we got a little bit off track. Yes, Bitcoin certainly does contribute to video card shortages. Mining is a big contributor. However, the biggest contributor, I would say, is actually just the insane amount of demand. So in order of importance, or in order of what's affecting your ability to buy a GPU right now, I think the first thing, like right on top, would be insane demand. You may not believe me, but I would say at least, and I don't have numbers for this, but if I was to guess, I'd say at least half the GPUs or more are probably going to gamers. A while back, I polled my audience and got 21,000 responses, and nearly 50,000, and nearly 50% of them did buy a video card. So there are people getting video cards. It's happening. It's not like these cards don't exist. It's just that there's so many people that want them, between both gamers as well as miners, that it's hard to get. So demand is the biggest problem, in my opinion. The second biggest problem, I would say, is probably that there was going to always be a supply issue for a short while. It's not fully fixed yet. However, it's been improving. So we just went through a really, really rough period because people were not ready for this amount of demand. On top of that, we had the Chinese New Year. And then on top of that, we had, if you look at like the car companies, they totally underestimated, and the same happened to GPU manufacturers. They underestimated the amount of wafers and chips that they would need. And so they didn't ask for that much. And it takes a while to get that supply. They make these decisions months or years in advance. So now, shortly going forward here, you're going to start to see the effects of them asking for more. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. So it might be a few months, it might be in another year. In some cases, building a new fab can take multiple years, in which case, then yes, at that point, multiple years from now, I certainly would not expect there to be any more supply issues at all. Now, in the short term, when are you going to be able to have a chance to buy a video card is dependent on a lot of factors, but in my opinion, looks good. I think your ability to buy a video card is going to get better. We'll talk about that in a second, but I got a little off track. So the first issue with you not being able to buy a video card, demand's really high. Second issue, we had a supply problem because people just made the wrong call. The third issue, I would say, is probably mining in terms of specifically GPUs, then scalping. I know a lot of people probably would put scalping up top, but for me, the demand issue as well as people mining created scalpers. So if you get rid of mining, scalping will be less profitable, leading to less scalping. And if demand is met, scalping goes away. So in my opinion, scalping is the least of our problems right now. If you want scalpers to go away, stop buying RTX 3090s for $3,500. If you are a scalper who can get your hands on pallets of GPUs and you can flip 3090s that you bought for $1,500, $1,600, or $1,700, I don't know, whatever they buy them for in in bulk quantities, and then you can go on eBay and sell them for literally double and make like over $1,000 per unit you sell. Yeah, you're going to keep doing that. Same with the 3080. If they can buy those cards, even if they upcharge when they buy these pallets and they're buying from like $1,000 a piece, if they can then go turn around and sell those to you for $2,000 and you're paying it, they're going to keep doing it. So if you want to get rid of scalpers, just stop buying them on eBay. That's why I put scalpers at the bottom of our issues right now, because it's totally fixable. We got a comment in from Justin Vickars. 6900 XT is a great card if you can get it for $1,500 or less. I wouldn't be buying a 6900 XT for over $1,000. If it's a super awesome edition and you find it in stock, sure, maybe a little bit higher, but other than that, no. It's definitely not worth $1,500. But yeah, so my major advice of if you want things to get better, do not buy a card that's being scalped. This includes from Newegg. This includes from Amazon. And by the way, be careful because Amazon's now selling you promises. I've been seeing a lot of Amazon drops. They're like, oh, this card's in stock. And it's like, but you'll get it in 3 months. So be careful about that because you could end up like waiting 1, 2, even up to 3 months for Amazon to fulfill, geez, I'm having trouble with that. Fulfill your order. So be careful with that. But yeah, in any case, don't buy them on eBay for like $1,000 extra. And then the second thing I would say is do not buy them from Newegg or Amazon or whatever if they're charging, if it's a third-party seller who's also charging. Because like, oh, it's on Amazon, and it's $3,000. Well, yeah, that's a third-party seller who's basically scalping on Amazon. They're profiteering. So don't buy 3090 for $3,000 on Amazon either. And if you do that, they will go down in price. Now, the unfortunate part is you need both the miners and the gamers to be in agreement on this until mining goes away, which I don't know if mining will go away. It may not. If it does, which I think it probably eventually will, it could be a while because I just have no idea. It could happen tomorrow or it could happen in a year or 2 years or 3 years. I have no idea. I know there's like this EIP 1559 or whatever that's going into effect that's going to stop Ethereum mining profits pretty significantly. However, you got to keep in mind that even if Ethereum no longer becomes profitable to mine, there are other coins that are going to get mined. So if you're thinking that Ethereum going proof of stake or whatever that they end up trying to do here, or this EIP 1559, which is a little bit different, I think that's what it's called, that's not going to fix it. They're just going to turn around and mine Ravencoin or whatever else. It may be less profitable to do that by a little bit, but it's still going to be profitable. So they're still going to do it unless Bitcoin basically crashes. And when's that's going to happen? No idea. No idea at all. So basically, until that happens, both gamers and miners need to stop buying video cards for $3,000. I don't understand as a miner why you would buy even a 3080 for $2,000. The only thing I can think of is I'm guessing they're probably actually buying them in pallets from, I don't know if it's AIBs or distributors or whoever. Someone's selling these to the in the pallets to miners right now, because there's just no way that it would be profitable for you as a miner to buy a 3080 for $2,000 and sit there and mine for God knows how many months to try and make that back. Yes, it would eventually be profitable for you, but it's a lot bigger risk than buying one for $1,000. So that doesn't make sense. I think they're buying them by the pallet, which means that why are GPUs so expensive right now? Because gamers are buying them. Because I just don't see miners buying them for these prices. It doesn't make sense. They have the assets and the money that they need to go straight to a person who can sell them 100 or whatever. Just like Linus was able to buy like 100 from Asus or whatever it was, and he's doing his gamer program. So yeah, please, whatever you do not buy a scalped video card, because this is causing a major issue and is basically the reason as to why scalpers exist, which of course makes it even harder to get video cards. But all that being said, I'm going to answer a few more questions here, and then I'll get into talking about when I think things may actually start to get better. So I haven't made a video about GPU shortages for a little bit because people are just like really down and out about it. And so I wanted to not talk about it for a little while until some more good news comes in. So because the last few times I talked about it, there was actually some good news. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to wait until there's good news about GPU availability. So that's kind of why I'm talking about the whole situation in this format, because I felt like it would be a better format to give an update about it, basically. People, let's see. You posted a vid yesterday about GPU. Well, yeah, I always talk about graphics cards whenever there's new graphics cards news. Yeah, definitely. But news on 3080 Ti, I just talked about 3080 Ti this week. I have a couple of videos, so if you want to see news about the 3080 Ti, definitely go check out my channel right now. By the way, I think this is a good time to do a plug. I actually have a second channel. My third video will be going live on Tuesday. Let me go ahead and get you a link to the channel. If you guys would be willing to support, that would be awesome. We're at 330 subscribers. I'm going to get you a link to the latest video that I put up. It's got nearly 2,000 views already, so maybe we can hit 2,000 views on this video as well, which is pretty good for a second video. Here's the link to the video. It's my response to the 6700 XT. If you want to watch that, it's only like 57 seconds. Definitely worth your time, in my opinion. If you want to have a laugh right now, go click that link, watch the video, comment what you think, and then, of course, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, as I will be trying to upload about one video a week for a while here, and then I will eventually, when I do have extra time, up it to about 2 videos a week on that second channel as well. Don't worry, it won't affect any of my uploads on this channel whatsoever. This is a channel I made because I have extra time to put up tech memes. So if you're into that, go click that link and give it a watch. Let's see if we can hit 400 subscribers on this channel, actually. So I just posted it in the chat. If you're watching right now, I'll post it one more time, and then I'll start answering some questions here. But I think you'll like this video. It'll give you a laugh. All right, we're up to 339 subscribers on the second channel. Thank you, everyone, so much for subscribing to that second channel. Show us your cat. I don't have my cat on me right now. Acroft says, so basically wait till May and GPUs could be up for grabs then. This 960 is bottlenecking my PC. So there's definitely going to be a couple more available. View count dropped because they clicked the video. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right about that one. Let's see. Should I just get a slightly used RX 580 for around $100 and play older games and then upgrade my 40 series? Look, if you can get a RX 580 for $100, I'd do it. Like, to be honest with you, that's not that bad. TSG barcode says it was a good vid. Well, thank you guys for watching that video. We're up to 346 subscribers in the second channel. Awesome. Let's see if by the end of this we'll try and get up to 400 if we can. So basically, with that second channel, this will be the last time I talk about it for now. But with that second memes channel that I created, if I can get it up to 1,000 subscribers, then and then if I can start getting up to 4,000 watch hours, then I can monetize it, which is of course great. Because then that gives me extra stability. Because having one channel is a little risky at times. You don't know what's going to happen on YouTube. Let's see what we got here. ELXN says, will I be able to get a 30 series card in Germany soon for normal pricing? I can't speak specifically to Germany, but in a minute here I will give you my thoughts on when I think you may actually be able to buy a card. Let's see what we got here. Gaver says, do you know, bro, in every video you release, I always paused it before I play so I can see the split second that you're looking behind. All right, and then we got Aman Chada says, will any GPU launch in April? What about budget gamers? No, there's not going to be any GPUs launching in April anymore. Budget gamers, you're just going to have to strap in and wait. Because realistically, I don't know if anyone's going to want to release a card below a 60 series GPU, which used to be budget. Unfortunately, now a 60 class GPU from both AMD as well as Nvidia is no longer budget. It's like $300 to $400 now, it seems, which is realistically, that's not acceptable. You can buy an Xbox Series S for $300. That it may not be as fast, but you're getting a whole system for $300. So to buy one video card for more than $300 is just a little bit ridiculous. That's no longer budget. Probably this year or this time around, it's budget GPU would be like 3050 Ti. 3050 Ti may launch soonish, but realistically, I don't think it makes a lot of sense for Nvidia to release a bunch of like 50 and 50 Ti class GPUs because I gotta turn off the buzzer on this phone. Actually, give me 1 second. But I don't think it really makes a lot of sense because realistically, hold on. All right, put it on do not disturb. Realistically, they're selling every single $1,500 GPU they can make. So does it make sense to take that wafer allocation and put it towards, say, you know, a card that might cost $250? Yeah, you'll print a lot more of them, but trust me, that $1,500 GPU is gonna be a lot more profitable for them. So that's definitely that's where I see things going. Alan Nash says 6800 XT or 3080 for Warzone. I get whatever you can get. That's my opinion on that. Hydraulic 2020 says, is there any chance more 3 series cards make it to stores in April? No. I mean, in terms of are there going to be more like drops? Yeah. Spicy Yams, thank you for the $3. He says, I love you, Discord, ? Yeah, I will get, go ahead and get a hold of me after the live stream, either via Twitter or my email, if you did a super chat, and then I will get you the link to the Discord. It's actually, I am active in the Discord, so if you want to talk to me outside of my channel, best way would be through the Discord, which easiest way would be super chat. So, I'm going to go ahead and sign into the Discord right now, by the way. So I forgot how you sign out of Discord because I have like a personal and then I have a here we go. Let me just sign in real quick here. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. And then let me answer one more question. Justin Vickers says de-evolution. I think they should all move to Newegg Shuffle model. Newegg Shuffle works okay, but it doesn't. I really, honestly, I like Best Buy's model. It seems like their anti-bot measures work very well. That seems to be how things are working there. Oh, I may have forgotten my password. Yikes. I forgot my password on my well, that's great. Let me try one more time. I may just have to not be in the Discord during this live stream. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I do not have time to recover my password. Whatever. Let's see. Okay, so will 3060 Ti founders come back in stock, you think? I mean, it'll be in stock. Are you going to be able to buy it? No. It makes no sense for Nvidia to sell you the 3060 Ti, so they're going to sell as little as possible. Unfortunately. Let's see. Frieza Senpai says, I hate having to settle with my 3070 5900X. Really want a 3080 and 5950X, but I guess this will do. Well, those two cards are very good. Let me tell you. Let's see. Azaz Gaming says Super Chat isn't available in Puerto Rico. Really? And I'd like to join the Discord. Your other option would be just like I have a link to my Patreon. So if that's available in your country, there's another option as well. Mateo Pro says, I contacted Best Buy. They have gotten some updates from Nvidia, and they're getting more cards shortly. Well, yeah, they're going to be. You got to remember, we not too long ago just got over the whole Chinese New Year, so that took a huge dump on supply for a little bit there. Rona Lisa says, having to settle for a 3070. This man. Yeah, the 3070 is good. Don't worry about it. That's a good card. You gotta remember, it's like slightly faster than the 2080 Ti now. So the only thing I don't like is 8 gigabytes of VRAM, which, by the way, I did put up a video about a 16 gigabyte 3070 Ti that should be coming soon. So hopefully coming soon anyway. But if you wanted more information on that, go to my channel and watch that, or add it to your watch later list. Let's see. Best Buy at least saves up stock for 2 weeks usually and drops it all slowly over a couple hours. Yeah, I have good luck with the Best Buy drops. What does VRAM do? So VRAM just like if there's all kinds of textures and shadow details and stuff that you need to display, you need to like save all that information somewhere so it goes into your video memory. Just like there's all kinds of information when you're running an application that you need to have access to, so then that gets put into your system memories. But video memory is specifically tuned for displaying video, so that's why it's really good. Danny's World says, when's the next Best Buy drop? Maybe this coming Tuesday. We don't know for sure. So basically, it's like RAM, but in a GPU. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Klaus Nielsen says, if you had the time to wait and money to spend, which GPU would you get for gaming? It really depends on your budget. I think the majority of people would be like a 3060 or 3060 Ti would be perfectly fine. If you want like definitely ultra settings, 1440p 144 hertz, probably 3060 Ti or 3070 would be the way to go. 4K high refresh rate, like 120 hertz, I would say probably 3080, 3090 OC would be what I would go with. I just prefer Nvidia this time around because they have a lot of features that AMD doesn't right now, and AMD is better in some cases, but for me, I just cannot use AMD because when I tried the 6800 XT, it didn't work with GPU acceleration in Premiere. Obviously, I need Premiere for my job, so I can't do AMD right now. Thank you, LaserTrip T800, for the $5 super chat. He says, my R9 290 is overheating when gaming. I'm sure it needs thermal paste. I'm afraid to take apart as it's my only GPU. Here's what I'll say about taking apart GPUs. If you evenly do when you're taking it apart, if you even like you unscrew a little bit, unscrew a little bit, unscrew a little bit, and you're careful with the card, the chances of you breaking something's pretty small. The only thing that you could get wrong is if you don't cover the entire GPU with new thermal paste, that could actually cause some serious problems. So if you want to make sure to cover the entire GPU with thermal paste, honestly, I would spread it myself. Because your other option is you simply just put a bunch of thermal paste on there, which could be a little bit worse for getting thermal transfer. So it seems like your best option is, and typically what I do is I manually spread it myself across the entire GPU, a decent amount of it, so that it gets good coverage and all that. And then when I've taken apart like 10 GPUs, I've never had a problem. In fact, I even dropped something on a GPU once when I took it apart, and it was fine. So they're pretty sturdy. You shouldn't have to worry too much. But yeah, if you're like full of a static electricity, or you like drop a hammer on it or something, yeah, you're gonna break it. But realistically, I wouldn't be too worried about it, as long as you do it correctly. If it's overheating, it may be worth replacing the thermal paste. Yeah. But in any case, thank you LaserTrip T800 for the $5. If you want to get access to the channel Discord, I'll go ahead and send you a private link if you get a hold of me via Twitter or my email after the video. Same goes with everyone who sends a super chat during this live stream. So if you want to get access to the Discord, where I am actually very active, super chat's the best way to do that. But in any case, Justin Vickers says too much thermal paste is fine. It's not conductive. Yeah, it won't cause any problems. If the only problem with having too much thermal paste is that your thermal transfer may actually be a little worse if you don't like put enough pressure to squeeze the GPU and the cooler together, because then you'll have like this big layer of thermal paste between the two. But realistically, you don't have to worry about having too much thermal paste. It doesn't matter. On a GPU, it doesn't matter as long as it's non-conductive thermal paste. There are some conductive pastes out there. I think like liquid metal's conductive, but yeah. Dom45 says, "How about June? Do you think prices and availability will get better?" I think so, but I'll talk about that in a second. So we got Cthulhu says, is it a great deal to buy 5500 XT at 250 USD at this point? I mean, it's not a great deal, but if you can get it and you need it, I'd say probably do it. You can always, resell it later and get the card you want if you want a higher performance card. So, Aman Chada says, will Intel do better this time with their GPUs? When will their GPUs launch? Love from India. Well, thank you so much for watching. I would say I think they're going to be decent. I think they won't be that bad. Will they launch this year? I don't know. I don't think so at this point. I think it might be like 2022, which is really unfortunate because they had a huge opportunity to get in there. But by 2022, if there's still shortages going on, maybe they still have a good chance. I would be shocked if we're still having major shortages by 2022. That would be weird. It could happen, but it'd be weird. Michael John says, I don't think Bitcoin is crashing this time. Yeah, everyone's like, the gaming community thinks that Bitcoin is going to crash like it has in the past. That may actually not happen. Things are different this time. So Rona Lisa says, Bitcoin alone isn't causing the shortage. Yeah, I would say Bitcoin is actually lower on the totem pole of what is causing shortages. Like I mentioned earlier, first demand, then supply, then Bitcoin, then scalpers, because the demand is super, super high right now. It's ridiculous. There's a ton of people on Steam right now. It's absolutely insane. Then people didn't think there would be that much demand, so they didn't ask for enough supply. That's what the second biggest issue would be. Then Bitcoin came in and made things a lot worse. So then that's kind of like the third biggest issue. And then scalpers coming in at the least important for me, because realistically, the scalpers go away if demand sorts itself out. So if mining becomes less profitable, scalping will become less profitable. If people stop buying GPUs for $3,000 and the demand goes down, then yeah, no one's going to scalp anymore. So that's realistically not a huge issue. Scalping, it sucks. I don't like the people do it, but it's not the biggest issue. Let's see. Fitawadan Nashuha says, I probably butchered that, but he says, always love your videos. It's 2 a.m. in Indonesia. Going to sleep. Good night, everyone. Well, thank you so much for watching. Nicholas Petrelio says, is it viable and reasonable to get a prefab PC from Origin with scarce CPU and GPU and then later sell the undesired parts towards better available parts? Yeah. In fact, I thought about like just putting some links to some pre-builts, but I didn't have time to go get some links to make sure they're, actual systems that I want to buy. But at this point, basically, if you want a graphics card right now, you have one option: buy a pre-built. That's it. You are not going to be able to right now this week. Almost guaranteed you will not be able to buy an RTX 3080. I don't care how fast you are. I don't care what bots you have. If you want a GPU today, you will not be able to get one unless you buy a pre-built. It's just not possible. It's like, it would be like a 1 in a million if you got a 3080. The demand for a 3080 is so high, and people have so many auto buying bots and stuff. Like, you might be able to buy a 3070 or a 3090 if you keep trying it in a couple weeks or something. 3080 ain't happening. If you want a 3080, you have to buy a pre-built at this point, unless you want to wait until demand sorts itself out. That's basically your options. Dude says, I disagree about Bitcoin. It simply has to crash at some point. I really doubt the masses will stay interested in it for long term. It's just a little hit to the price. Well, and I talked about this earlier, but, and again, never buy or sell Bitcoin in what I tell you, but realistically, I don't see Bitcoin being a currency of the future. It sounds like the US, the UK, and a lot of other countries are all, like Europe, they're all, just Europe as a whole, I mean, they're all looking into making their own digital currency. Once that happens, I don't think Bitcoin's going to continue to rise in price. It may actually crash. It's incredibly wasteful. Countries don't like it, not only because of the waste, but they also don't like having control over it. So I do not see Bitcoin becoming a mainstay in terms of like a major currency. I think people are just wanting to become those Bitcoin millionaires. Like they missed out on the initial rush of Bitcoin where people bought Bitcoins for $1 and made tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars off of them, and now they're mad that they didn't get into it, and they really desperately want it to happen again. It could happen again. Is it going to happen again? I don't think so. That seems pretty far-fetched at this point, but when someone wants something bad enough, they'll try and make it happen. So hence why there's people saying it's going to hit 200,000. Will it hit 200,000? Maybe. Even if it does, if it's at 50,000, 60,000 right now, you'll never make as much as the guys who bought it at $1. I mean, you already missed out. So, dude says true, a state-owned Bitcoin derivative, especially from a trustworthy country like Switzerland, would be something I would want. There are benefits to Bitcoin in its anonymity and its decentralization that are great. In practice, I don't think it's working very well. I don't think that things are going good. And realistically, as bizarre as this would sound, because a lot of people don't trust the government to do things right or efficiently, I would prefer a U.S.-owned cryptocurrency that doesn't rely on mining, to be honest with you. I honestly would at this point. Luke Sona says it works perfectly for the black market, though. Yep. Awesome Donald says, no government involvement, please. Yeah, the people who are very invested into Bitcoin do not want the government to be involved. But I got bad news for you. The government wants to be involved in cryptocurrency. They're coming, baby. They want to be involved. Whether you want it or not, they're coming. And this is why I don't see it becoming the main currency. But maybe... yeah, I know it's understandable why people don't want the government to be involved in. I get it. But realistically, these huge mining farms probably need to go. And the only way that's going to happen is probably when all these other countries make their own cryptocurrencies. But even then, who knows? Maybe people will prefer Bitcoin and it'll stop becoming so volatile. It's possible. But either way, yeah, that's just my thoughts. I that's why I think that it probably won't be the main currency. But again, don't be like selling off all your Bitcoin because I said that. I'm certainly no expert. That's just my thoughts. The Avengers 30 forces ban Bitcoin everywhere to crash the price. That might crash the price, but and there are countries who are trying to ban it. It seems like. I don't know if is everyone going to do that? I don't know. Is that even a good idea? I don't know. I'll leave that up to you to decide. Thank you so much, Fun Botan, for the €2. He says, how long will the new 2060 nuke hold up at 144060? 2060 nuke? I'm not entirely... A NUC? Is that what you're talking... Is there a new Intel NUC? Or are you talking about... is there a 2060 model called that? 1440p 60, 2060 should hold on for a while. The only thing is, like, you may have to drop textures shortly because of 6 gigabytes of VRAM. But if you're talking about that, then it should hold up for a while. But in any case, thank you for the €2. And if you get a hold of me after this whole thing, after the show, I'll try and get you a private link to the Discord, which I'm signed in on my phone, but apparently I forgot my password, so I can't sign in on my desktop. Great. Let's see. And we got... Benji says, how do companies get their GPUs for pre-builts? It seems like a way to justify they're selling for a higher price. Do they get priority? Some people will give like pre-built companies priority. I don't know fully the details. That's just what I think happens, I guess. But yeah, like it's these like pre-built companies do make a lot more money selling a whole system, and they don't have to like actually rip you off to do it. These people who are making a bunch of money on a single video card are ripping you off. Is it better to build a system or buy a pre-built? Always better to build a system. However, at least with the pre-built with 3080, you're not getting ripped off typically right now, so that's good. So I think AMD and Nvidia like that they can sell you a whole system and not have a gamer feel like they're getting ripped off. I think that's true. OG Goat Cheese says, guys, look up Amazon Japan. You can legitimately buy an RTX 3080, for example, 3060 for $780 with shipping. Yeah, you can buy in the US a 3060, 30. You can buy whatever you want right now for 2-3 times MSRP, but don't do it, because if you do it, they're just going to keep charging that money. As soon as you stop paying it, they'll stop charging that money. Let's see. Will I ever be able to buy an RTX 2060 for a reasonable price? Eventually, yeah. Pam's 0077 says, if governments can effectively regulate digital currency, they would have done so by now. Oh, no, they can. They're doing it. They're about to do it. Trust me. With all these like billions and now like $1 trillion going into Bitcoin and not into the US dollar or not into the euro, governments are looking at that right now. They are going to create their own cryptocurrency that they can monitor. They'll do it. It is possible. They haven't done it with Bitcoin because they can't with Bitcoin, so they'll just make their own. That's what's going to happen. It is going to happen. Like they don't want you putting your money into Bitcoin. They want you putting their money into the US dollar and the euro. So, yeah. Yeah, it's like if they create their own crypto, yes, they can monitor it. It's not... Warthane says, well, let's think about it. A 3080 is $800 MSRP. It's actually $700 MSRP, which is the same as the 2080. 2080 Super, the 2080 Ti is $1,500, so the 3080 Ti will probably be around the same. No, that was actually, I don't mean to be mean, but what you just said there, literally all of that was wrong. 3080, $700 MSRP. 2080 was supposed to be $700, but realistically was $800. And same with the 2080 Super. Or no, the 2080 Super I think actually was $800. You might be right on that one. 2080 Ti was not $1,500. It was $1,000, though realistically it was $1,200. So the 3080 Ti will be $1,000. Now, of course, you could, though to be fair, you could be talking about different currency. Let's see. Is a premium 650X Corsair power supply with the 9600K good for 3070? It's probably fine, but just check your current card to see what they recommend, and just go with what they recommend. If you're under the recommendation, if you can find a good power supply for a good price, I probably would do that because you're better off having a better power supply anyway. So there's really nothing to lose, but if you go with under the recommendation, you could lose. It may not happen, but Kapora says most of us gamers don't pay 1.8 thousand scalper prices. Most are miners who will buy everything till the market crashes. Us gamers are not to blame mostly. I gotta disagree with you that there. It makes no sense for a miner to buy so for a gamer, they're not making money off their card. They may be if they're mining on the side, but they're not. So they, like, if you're a gamer and you're going to buy a card, you're just buying it because you want to use it. You're not buying it and looking at a cost-benefit analysis. That's not really happening. You may be in terms of, well, I want to get X amount of enjoyment out of such product, and here's my budget. But miners are looking at it purely from a mathematical standpoint, and that's why I don't think many of them are buying these cards for retail. I think they're buying them by the pallet. So if miners were going out and buying RTX 3090s for $3,000, that's a silly investment. It just is. Like, yes, they will eventually probably make it back if mining doesn't crash, assuming that it doesn't crash. So it'll still be profitable, but why would you do that if you can buy them by the pallet for $1.5 or $2,000? It makes no sense. So they wouldn't do that. It just doesn't make any sense. Maybe small-time operations do, but the big operations, there's no way they're doing that. So who's to blame for the prices going up? Extreme demand, insane demand. So that's going to be mostly gamers, in my opinion. Gamers are the ones buying, and I've seen people tell me that they bought a 3080 for $1,600 or whatever. It's happening, and it is, in my opinion, mostly gamers. So if you want prices to go down, stop buying video cards for 2 or 3 times their MSRP. That's my advice. Try Enforcer says, since when did your logo spin? For a while, actually. Nicholas Petrello says, what prefab company is better? Are you talking about pre-built companies? I honestly have no idea. I just would go with one that has a good warranty and that gives you the most for your money, basically. Gilmer says, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with getting a new card. I only play older games, lol. Well, yeah, see, that's part of the problem, too, is when demand's really high and supply isn't meeting demand, it creates FOMO, fear of missing out. And so then even more people want something, even if they don't need it. So that definitely plays a part. Joshua Mai says, should I get a 3080 Ti or wait 44,000 series? I currently have 2080 Super. I mean, 4,000 series is a ways out, so if you want a card now, I guess buy a 3080 Ti. Thank you so much, Yasing, for the $2. He says, if you spend... Okay, I had to give you guys one of those. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. Thank you, Yasung, for the $2. He says, if you spend $2,000, buy an A6000. Oh, is that like a compute card or something? Honestly, yeah, don't be buying a 3080 for $2,000. But in any case, Yasung, thank you for the $2. If you want to get added to the Discord, just get a hold of me after the show. Spoders. uh, Ryder says, I managed to get a 3080 Fires Edition. Thank you for your entertaining videos. I got it for £649. No scalping involved here. Sucks how much effort I had to put in for it. Nice. That's pretty nice. Where are the Titan cards? They've been quiet lately. Well, they basically, the 3090s, it's in that slot now. I mean, Titans were bought by gamers, and so I think Nvidia just finally went, well, let's just sell a GeForce card, and it's not going to be a Titan, but people who are buying Titans are mostly gamers anyway, so let's just force those people who were buying Titans for their professional support to jump up a step towards our Quadro or whatever. So that's what I think happened there. CO2, because it's not a Titan. The 3090 is not a Titan. It's basically forcing those people who are buying Titans to jump up, and then it's making those people who are buying Titans continue to buy Titans for game, continue to spend the same amount of money on a gaming card. But in any case, I think I'm going to talk about now when I think things may actually improve. So, as we discussed, the demand is insanely high. People misjudged how much supply they should have. Then the mining boom happened, and we also have scalpers because of all these factors. So, realistically, I can't say for sure when you're just gonna be able to walk into a store and buy a graphics card. That's hard to say. However, there have been, people are getting vaccinated and stuff. So once everyone, is immune, which shouldn't, between everyone going out and getting it, as well as the whole herd immunity happening, it's going to make people more comfortable, not just to go into their office and go to work again, but more importantly, they're going to be more comfortable going out to eat, going on planes, spending money at whatever they do, go to an arcade, whatever, go to a movie. All those things are going to happen again. And so all these people sitting at home getting checks from the government who have nothing to spend their money on, because there are a lot of people out there who don't need the extra money right now. There are people who certainly do, but there are also people who are sitting at home, and since they are no longer spending all that money, now getting extra money, they're like, well, what do I do with this? It's happening right now. It's clear that it's happening. And so now that they're sitting inside going, what do I do with this? I can't go to a movie. I can't go to a restaurant. I can't do this or that. Or you can, but it sucks because there's all these restrictions and whatnot. Then at that point, they're like, well, I just got a check from the government. I'm not spending money on anything. I've been saving up money. I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to buy a video card because I'm stuck inside. This is happening for a lot of people. So yeah, there's a lot of demand right now for video cards and consoles, etc., because everyone's sitting inside, and the gaming audience has grown significantly because there's a lot of people who have a lot of money right now and they don't know what to spend it on. So that's happening a lot. Now, of course, like I mentioned earlier, there's also people who do actually really need the help, and they can't afford to be, spending their money on, things like video cards. It would be something that a lot of people can't even think about. But there's a lot of people who do have that extra money sitting around. So that's causing a huge amount of demand. Once those people no longer have to fear going into a restaurant or whatever, they're going to start doing it again. And when they start, spending their money on whether it be movies or going to an arcade or going bowling or going to a restaurant, etc. There's a lot of different things you can go. Going on a plane, going on a cruise, whatever. Those people are going to start doing that again. And that's going to be a lot less people who are now going to have that extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 that they want to spend and can't go anywhere. Which should be happening soon. So, in my opinion, When is it going to be easier to buy a video card? Probably within the next 2 to 3 months. Because within the next 2 to 3 months, you're basically going to be competing with a lot less people. So even if mining continues, or even if it gets worse, the amount of people who will no longer not know what to do with their money is going to be significantly less. They're going to be able to spend their money on a lot of other things, leading to you having to compete with a lot less people, meaning that even if mining continues to be super profitable, that's still a lot less demand. And it may not be at a situation where all of a sudden, like right now, your situation is, I have less than a second to buy a video card. It may not be that when this all occurs in the next 2 to 3 months, you can just walk into a store and buy a video card whenever you want. That's probably not going to be the case still. Demand's still going to be higher than normal, and supply's not going to fully meet that demand for quite a while. However, being able to actually have a chance to buy a video card for like 30 seconds or a minute probably is going to happen soon. That's just my guess. So, yeah. That's what I think is going to happen. We will be locking down in May. I don't know where that's happening. Lisa's Christ says, see Linus video. No, I don't watch Linus very often. Is that even possible with a global chip shortage? Well, like I said, right now people underestimate the amount of demand there is going to be, so they didn't get enough chips. So realistically, even if like demand goes down significantly, like I said, supply is not going to meet demand. You're not going to just be able to buy a video card whenever you want. That's not going to happen probably for a long time. Probably maybe even close to like next generation. But are you going to actually have a chance to be able to buy a video card soon? I think so. Because realistically, again, there's not going to be all these people who weren't gamers before suddenly looking to spend a ton of money that they don't know what to do with when they can start going out. Like it makes a lot of sense. So that may not happen, but that's what I think is going to happen. Q2 or Q3? I mean, optimistically, if you want to literally walk into a Best Buy or a Micro Center and be like, yeah, I'll just take a 3080 whenever you want, that's Q3 is optimistic. I mean, it could be a very long time before you can do something like that. The supply is not going to fully meet demand for a while. Thomas Sherman says GPUs equals money printers, so unless Ethereum moves proof of stake, they will be sky high. It doesn't matter if Ethereum moves to proof of stake. People will just mine other coins. Unless Bitcoin crashes, it's going to continue to be where miners are going to buy a lot of cards. But the thing is that miners aren't, in my opinion, the biggest problem with you being able to buy a video card right now. Demand is the biggest problem with you not being able to buy a video card. Like, honestly. So that's why I think that if everyone feels comfortable going and spending their money on other things again, you may actually have a shot at buying a video card. Because, like I said, miners aren't buying very often. I don't think they're buying, like, these big mining operations are going to be like buying a $2,000 3080 from Newegg. They're probably buying them by the pallets. So you being able to buy a slightly overpriced retail GPU is probably going to get a lot better in the next 2 to 3 months. Acroft says, you think that cargo ship issue is going to make GPU availability worse? I haven't heard about that. Contagious says, mining farms are buying pallets of GPUs. Oh, yeah, definitely. They're buying them by the hundreds before they even hit retail. They're buying by the thousands. Crypto Amadio says, hey, hello, I found bugged BTC exchanger. I don't know what you're talking about. Joshua May says, you do a great job, man. Thanks for answering my question. Keep up the good work. Let's see. When do you think 5,000 CPUs will come out? non X 5600 5100. Well, as soon as they meet demand with the 5900X and the 5950X, which could be a little while. Looks like they've pretty much met demand with 5800X, 5600X. So we'll see. I don't know what this guy's, someone like trying to advertise or something, whatever. Spicy Yam says rip Carlos. Well, yeah, everyone was saying he was spamming or something. I couldn't see him, but then I started seeing the spam and I was like, yep, see you, chump. That Cold Toast says, wonder if I can get a 3080 now that I have that power supply that I won from you. Oh, yeah, that's right. You won that power supply. I've been using one, and I haven't had any issues, so I think it's pretty good, actually. The specs look good, so. Yeah, so I can't always watch the chat, so if someone's spamming, I can't always see it. I rarely, like, actually ban someone, but every once in a while. I mean, if someone's just spamming, like, just annoying or offensive stuff and they won't stop, then yeah, I'll put you in timeout, but eventually you will get banned if you're literally just here to cause trouble, because nobody wants to see that. Ban me, bro. Lol, don't do it. I think that actually might be the first person I've ever banned, because typically you just put someone in timeout and they stop, but it's not always the case. Let's see. If cores are lower, clocks are lower, and VRAM amount lower, same bus, is there new tech intrinsic to hardware that can't be updated by drivers? That could possibly make 3080 Ti faster than 3090. The 3080 Ti will almost certainly be faster than the 3090 out of the box because it'll have resizable bar enabled. And there'll be like a 1% difference between them, and so resizable bar it'll be faster. What do you think of LTT Store selling GPUs? I mean, that's cool that he's doing that, but it's more for marketing would be my guess. It's the same, like, giveaways. Companies do giveaways and stuff like that so that they can get more exposure. So I think it's more of that type of marketing move, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a marketing move that'll help some people. So, but your chances of getting one, I mean, if he's got like 100 or 200 cards, that's not very much. Now, if Linus started selling thousands of cards, awesome. I'd love to see that. But either way, it's good he's trying to get cards into the hands of gamers. That's good. Imagine how expensive Intel's GPUs will be. If they're smart, they won't do that. But is Intel smart? They haven't been. Fail HF said, I just bought a pre-built to get an RX 6800. Was that a bad decision? Probably not. It was probably a really good decision. Realistically, it's going to be over the next couple of weeks, your chances of getting a video card are going to still be very difficult. Even for a couple months, it's still going to be very difficult. So if you want a guaranteed card, your only guarantee is buying a pre-built. Let's see. I ran out of available memory in Fortnite once using a 3080 and 5600X with 16 gigabytes of RAM. That probably was an error. That, like, you may have been overclocking too much or something. I really doubt the 3080 didn't have enough memory for 4K Fortnite. What are your thoughts on Nvidia selling GPUs to mining firm? They sold GPUs for $30 million. Well, look, the thing is, there's a lot of accusations that Nvidia's been selling directly to mining farms and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they are, but I don't have any proof, so I can't really. All I can say is if they're doing that, shame on you, Nvidia. But I don't have any proof, so. But yeah, there's a lot of people who think they're doing that. But again, you can't. You gotta be careful because you can't just be like, oh, this company is doing X, Y, and Z, but you don't have proof. I mean, they could, for all I know, Nvidia could not be doing it. So justify these heathens says Nvidia needs a spanky. Mycon says you can now download more RAM. Let's talk about it. Which AIB companies are directly associated with mining crypto in the sense of selling hundreds of cards directly to miners? No idea. I've seen pictures of hundreds of certain brands. I'm not going to say what brands they were. I am very suspicious of these brands, but again, I don't have proof, so you'll see the pictures and you'll know. That's all I'll say. MS, let's see. In my country, you can buy 10 gigabyte GDDR6X 3070. That makes no sense. That's weird. Okay? Let me tell you something. Sagat Ariel, if you can buy a 10 gigabyte GDDR6X 3070, do me a favor. Buy one. Get a hold of me on my email and send it to me. I will pay you for that card pretty much no matter how much it costs. I mean, to a certain extent, but making a video about that would be gold. So if you can get one of those, get one, get a hold of me, and I will buy it off you. In my country, they sell 3070 with 10 gigabytes. Okay, just let me know your email. It's actually right on my channel. So there should be like a link right in the about section of my channel. Go over there and get on it. The only thing is, obviously, I can't send you anything ahead of time. So it would have to be payment on delivery, which I would totally understand if you're not okay with. That I know that's like a lot of people wouldn't want to do that, but there's definitely zero chance of me not sending you. I mean, if you actually send it to me, I will for sure like PayPal you or whatever. Like there's no reason for me not to. Like it's. All right, Google this. In fact, I'd probably send you like an extra $100 or something. But in any case, let's see. Kazakhstan has left the chat. See, Jim Van says, if you got money, you have GPU. If you have money, yeah, welcome to the world. Let's see. Pretty interesting custom work. Wait, he's talking about something else. I want a 3080, but Nvidia, it's a company. If they're selling directly to miners, I don't see a problem. Client is a client. Again, I don't know if they're even doing that. That's just some rumors going around that someone else brought up. No proof on that. If there's proof that comes out, though, yeah, I'll be on them if they're doing that, if they are actually doing that. Do you agree that Nvidia should enable special driver for all cards to reduce hash rate? No. If they want to put new cards out that don't have it, sure, go ahead. If they want to basically make a professional series for miners, go ahead. I don't care because I don't mind, so I don't care. I know some people wouldn't like that, but I just simply don't care about mining. So great if they do that. But they can't do that with current cards. That would open them up to lawsuits, and realistically, that's not. You can't take things away once you've given them to a consumer. The Real DX says since there are new factories in the US are opening, I think it'll be a matter of months. Well, like I said earlier, I do think in like probably even only 2 months, you may have a better time of getting a card. It's still not going to be easy, but I think you'll have a much better time. You might actually have a chance. But the problem is it's not due to new factories being opened. That's going to take years to take effect. So Blade Kemp says, you seem younger than me. In your lifetime, what do you think the best release of a GPU architecture series was? I'm expecting Pascal, but want to hear something else. I know a lot of people, like there were some really big jumps when video cards were very early on. But yeah, I agree. I think Pascal was just an absolute banger because by the time we hit Pascal, like 4K gaming was starting to become a thing and stuff. So that's why I really like Pascal. Like the price performance was awesome compared to cards around that time. I know that cards have been going up in price for a long time, but realistically, Pascal's when I feel like things were like getting fast and they were a good price. Let's see. 2080 Ti worth it at around $750 to $800 right now. Yeah, right now I would say yes. I mean, realistically no, but right now yes. Al Musi says, GC, you never mentioned this in any of your videos, but do you play any games? If so, what games do you play? Yeah, I do. I played recently, so I was able to get a PS5. And so recently I finished, what was it, Demon's Souls. Alone, of course, no help. Then I replayed. They had a 60 FPS checkerboard 4K version of God of War that was really good as well. So those two games were very, very good. I always like play on and off Apex Legends. I definitely do that. I like to play RPGs. So like I played through the early access version of Baldur's Gate 3 like 3 times. I've been slowly working through Pillars of Eternity 2. I really like the art style and everything of Pillars of Eternity 2, but I don't like real time with pause anymore. I used to really like it, but I like turn-based a lot more than real time with pause. Let's see. I have an EVGA for the 1.3 Ultra 2080 Ti. What's it worth now? Probably like $1,500 or something. It's probably something ridiculous. Should I get a 3000 series or wait for 4000 series, or get a 1080 Super and wait for 4000? I don't know if a 1080 Super ever came about, but I mean, here's the thing. 4000 series is still a ways out. So if you want something new, just try your best to get something, but it's going to be hard. Let's see. Lost the news. Why will shortage end? I mean, it didn't say why shortage end. It says, will GPU stock and availability get better soon? And my answer to that is, yeah, I think soon it will get better. When will it be resolved? Long time, like 2022, somewhere around there. In terms of when are you gonna have a chance to buy a video card? Well, thanks to everyone probably being more comfortable going out and spending their money on things, probably 2 months you may actually have a chance. Like, it's not gonna be easy still. You're still gonna need bots, because demand is not gonna be met for a while, but you might actually have like 30 seconds to buy a video card. But we'll see. There's not a single Ryzen 5950X listed in Nvidia, even above MSRP. Yeah, the 5950X is just, I think they're having a hard time yielding them or something. Or they're putting them all towards EPYC processors, something like that. I simply must buy 3080 Ti in May 2020. Well, I think it'll probably be your best shot so far. I think the 3080 Ti is going to have like a decent launch. So, if that makes things any better. What keyboard are you using? I'm using like a Logitech. I can't even remember the name of it right now, but it's like a mechanical, just very simple silver keyboard. I honestly can't remember the name of it right now. But I think I'm going to wrap this stream up pretty soon. So I think in about 5 minutes here, we'll wrap it up. So getting in your last questions now. again, here's your last chance. If you want to get added to the Discord, if you do a super chat and get hold of me afterwards, then that'll be a good way to do that. But what webcam do you use? I think I'm just using like a Logitech C920. What's your stream schedule? I try and do them every Saturday in the afternoon. So that's when I try and do them. Will you ever branch out and do tech reviews? No, I'm not doing tech reviews. I may branch out into more like gaming news, sort of, every now and then or something. Depends on how people receive some of that stuff. All right, let's see. Should I get a 3000 series or wait for 4000 series? I already answered that one. Let's see. Can you show us your setup? I actually did put a picture of my setup on the Discord. What GPU do you use? Right now I'm using a 3090 Founders Edition. I saw a few 3070s having place for 2 8-pin connectors, but only one is soldered. Can I solder another 8-pin connector to it? Look, if you know what you're doing, do whatever you want. But my advice would be, if you're asking that question, you probably shouldn't be doing it. That would be my... That's what I would say. It's kind of the same of like, oh, can I solder more memory on? Like, well, if you're asking, you probably shouldn't be trying to do it, because the answer is yes, but like it's not necessarily always simple. So if you really know what you're doing, you probably would have already done it. Would be people who are really good at like soldering and stuff. I'm not saying I am. I'm just... Oh, by the way, also, if you're part of the Discord or Patreon, there will actually be some merch soonish, probably in the next 1 to 2 months, I think. Don't hold me to that, but there will be an early like access availability in the Discord, and as well as Patreon, and then eventually another month or 2 after that it'll move to the public. So there may even be like limited runs or something. How do I join your Discord? Super chat or Patreon is the best way to do that. Let's see. Do you have outro? Yeah, I do an outro in every video. Man, I'm still Q100 for my 3080, so I'm depressed. It's been 6 months. Yikes. All right. Thank you, DJ Foti, for the $5. He says, what do you think if graphics cards had easily upgradable VRAM like normal RAM? That would be awesome. But they would never do it. That would be absolutely fantastic, though. But thank you for the $5. If you're not in the Discord, get a hold of me afterwards, and I'll get you a link. Is overclocking safe? I mean, look, overclocking is never safe, but I've never damaged anything ever by overclocking, but you certainly can. So that's why I say it's never safe. So it's one of those things, like, you know, if you do it wrong, yes, you could damage something, and even if you do it right, you might reduce the lifespan of something. And then we got another $5 from Robert Martin. Thank you so much. He says, thanks for the good work. Well, thank you for watching and for donating. So, again, if you want to get added to the Discord, just get hold of me afterwards, and I'll get you a link. Is living safe? It's not. It's not. Let's see, what CPU do you have at the moment? I was finally able to get a 5900X, and it was not easy. Let's see. All right. Last chance to get a few questions in here, and then I'll donate 100 right now if you donate a GPU to me. I don't have any GPUs, and that sounds like a bad deal, so no. When can I buy a 3080 Founders Edition in Europe? No idea. I don't live in Europe. Couldn't tell you. Justify These Heathens says good deal. 3060 Ti or 6700 XT for Minecraft shaders? Honestly, I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. Imagine putting a 10900K on the most trash H410 motherboard. All right, this guy. Sorry, crypto boy. No more advertising on my channel. You stupid crypto, whatever. Oh, here's another bot. See you, chump. There's anytime you talk about GPUs or whatever, there's just, and this is another reason why the crypto community is so annoying, because there's so many scammers and con artists in the crypto community. So many. There's just hundreds, and they'll spam you with bots and this and that, trying to get you to buy all kinds of crap. So that's why it's annoying. Acroft, thank you so much for the $5. He says, I'm telling you, look at that cargo ship in the Suez Canal. It's blocking worldwide shipping. Really? I'll have to look into that. Yeah, thank you for the $5. And we got another $5 from Tau117. For now, is it worth buying a 1660 Super 32% more than MSRP from Newegg? Look, if you have to, that's not horrible, but if you can wait, I'd wait. But if you can't wait, again, that's not horrible. But thank you guys for the $5. I'll get you a link after the show if you get a hold of me via Twitter or email. Did you hear about stock at 3000 series in GameStop? Yep, I actually did talk about that in a video recently. But yeah, you wonder why people don't like the crypto community. And here there's always some scammer and spam going on. It's just, you wonder why. You wonder why people don't like it. And you go into your comments and nothing but scam artists trying to get you to buy some crypto software or something. Seriously. Jeez. Like, oh, it's not sketchy at all. Like, almost every video I put up, there's some crypto scam that's trying to go on in the comments. It's so irritating. But in any case, let's see. I'll answer a few more questions here, and then I think I'll wrap this up. Let's see what we got here. Hey, man, thank you for telling us about Brobot. I managed to order in for an RX 6800 XT. That's pretty good. Nice. Yeah, I've had good luck with them. What's it going to make the biggest difference? Don't make me ask Jay's DDR5 or GDDR7. What's going to make a bigger difference? I think DDR5 will make a bigger difference, to be honest with you. Because, I mean, they can always make a bigger bus for GDDR6. So if they have 6X and it's on a 256-bit bus and it's not good enough, they could make a 512-bit bus. DDR4 can only go so much faster. So, and I think CPUs, like, there's a lot more performance we can get out of CPUs still. So I think DDR5 is going to be a big deal. What GPU should I get while I wait for 30 series card? Whatever you can get near MSRP. That'll make things easy. There's a Paul's hardware video where you can watch. He explains this. It's marginal, but higher clock with higher latency will perform better. Yeah, well, the thing is I think DDR5 is supposed to have like good latencies and have higher clocks. So I think, and it has like ECC built in too. I think like it's going to be a big deal. DDR5 is going to it's going to help CPUs extract a lot more performance out of their generational gains. It should be like a big upgrade. Or allow for big upgrades anyway. When's AM5 socket coming out? I would guess probably 2022, but I don't know for sure. Let's see. Is it worth getting the AIO kit for 3080? It's around $100 US. So here's what I say, because I did do that. So with the EVGA 3080, the cooler's pretty good. The AIO did drop temps around 10 degrees Celsius. Now, here's the thing. That's nice, and if you like water cooling, then it's worth it. But if you're talking about is it worth it, will it give me more performance? Not really. You'll get a little bit more performance, but it's not really worth it. But let's see here. Well, I might as well just go another 4 minutes here and just make it to an even hour. Gigabyte's Vision RTX 3080 purple strip. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't like the purple strips, but 3070 Founders Edition is $519 without inflation. Show off your pets. Well, I don't have them with me right now. They're in another room. Let's see. Hey guys, I wonder if i7-10700 will work with ASRock H410. I honestly don't know. I think it would, but so when you think I will be able to get a 3080? Hard to say. 3080 specifically is going to be hard to get for a long time. But 3070 and 3090, I wouldn't be surprised if like 2 months from now, it went back to like where 3090s are just sitting, like you can just buy them. That honestly wouldn't surprise me. All right, we got another super chat. Thank you so much, Zacchaeus Steele, for the $5. If you want to get added to the Discord, get a hold of me after the show, and I'll get you a private link. Jesus says, this guy streams, has an extensive knowledge of computer parts and answers best questions, has 350 viewers. Other streamers stream themselves watching YouTube videos, gets millions of viewers. Well, listen, watching YouTube videos is pretty entertaining. Well, right now we have 361, but we had like 600 viewers, and like when the stream's over, it'll probably end up being like 10,000 people watched or something. Like we had a lot of viewers, so. But I'm glad that you enjoy it. When does the stock is getting better? I'm trying to get a new GPU in April, but I don't know if I'll be able. Well, look, like I said, I think certain models of GPUs within 2 months will be significantly easier to get. They're not going to be easy for a long time. Like you might actually have a chance. Like 3090s, wouldn't be surprised if they're sitting on shelves for like minutes, which is not very long, but still, it's a lot better. Wouldn't be surprised if you have like 30 seconds to get a 3070 or something 2 months from now. 3080, I just don't think you'll. Yikes! I mean, it's gonna be a long time before you're able to get a 3080. Your best chance in the near future, maybe like May when the 3080 Ti launches, if you want one of those. Then you might have a shot, because it seems like it'll be a decent launch. Why do you say it'll be easier? Because everyone's going to be more comfortable going out and spending their money on movies, bowling, going to restaurants, going on planes, going on boats. And the biggest problem with not being able to buy a video card right now, despite mining being a big issue, is actually just demand. There's just way too many people who want video cards right now. So why is the 3080 more desirable than the 3090? Because it's almost as fast and it's way less money. How many PCs have you built in your lifetime? A lot, like hundreds. But in any case, there's a shortage of material. Well, relative to the demand, yes. There's a shortage of because people didn't know how much demand there was going to be. If demand drops off significantly, I mean, it's going to get a lot easier. There's just no way. If everyone's going out and about and spending their money on other stuff, it's going to get easier unless literally cryptocurrency hits like $400,000 and they want every single card they can get no matter how much money it is. That's the only other reason it would get harder, which is possible, but it just seems a bit far-fetched. Yeah, Nvidia and AMD missed their projections by a lot. That's why there's a material shortage, because they just didn't ask for enough. So, but in any case, let's see. But in any case, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'll answer one last question. Let's see. Do you think i5 10400 will cause bottleneck on 6800? Probably not. It's probably be fine. But in any case, can you do a backflip? No, I'm not doing a backflip. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream up. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. We had a pretty good stream here. But, yep, I'm going to wrap this stream up, and I will see you guys in the next video.